Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 9:15 on a dull evening and night after a lovely day in the kingdom. Up early this morning, breakfast at 8:30. Went for pancakes this morning. Had to fill in the slip last night. The black pudding and white pudding was still in the back of my head, so I discounted the Irish breakfast this morning. Just went with the orange juice, the pancakes, fruit with it, and toast and coffee. So adequate. And it was very good nice. The pancakes was tremendous. I'm going to have the same thing tomorrow morning. John had the Irish breakfast. There was no black or white pudding, so he didn't mind. I don't think he's acclimatised to it yet. He was asking me today what do they make the black pudding and white pudding out of. So I told him pig's blood. So he didn't know what to make of it. We went to we done the Ring of Kerry today. He had a pint in Carsavine in a pub where it's cash only. So he noticed the sign on the way in. So he had no cash since he came home. So I said, well, I pay for it. And he says, no. And I directed him to an AIB and he took out money. So he had a great chat with the girl. She was very friendly. Can't remember the name of the pub. It was in the very middle of the town. It was green and yellow. I should remember too because she was very pleasant. And there was only two that was there. There was two or three young kids in early, or just as they were leaving as we went in. But he was very impressed with the scenery. There was several wows out of him throughout the drive, and he wanted to eat fish and chips this evening, so we got them in Main Street, Killarney. Can't remember the name of the place either. I had the roast beef. It was to die for. It was even better than yesterday evening, but didn't have any fruit or dessert. Was going to have a 99, but he wanted to go to the Kilkenny shop. He had some jewellery picked out, but they hadn't it in stock. I think it was fairly expensive. The first one he looked at was 7k, but he went back down a bit on the phone. So he had picked out one to bring to a friend, but he didn't get it done. So he wasn't too pleased. So he said he'd pick something else. I bought a pair of shoes because I forgot. I only brought one pair of shoes with me. That was the only thing I forgot leaving the other morning was a second pair of shoes. So I bought a pair today in Quills in Kinmare. There was a great crowd around Kinmare. We went the reverse way. We met all the buses coming downhill. We went clockwise where everything goes anti-clockwise. But a very enjoyable day. He's out the back having a couple of cans now, and I think that door has to be closed by 10:30, so we'll be back in. Just to recap on last night's video, I was pleasantly surprised, but not totally surprised with the generous nature of the people that's tuning in. In PayPal today, Martin Crottley from the Welsh Racing Club, he picks out a charity every couple of months, and he has chosen me in April and in June to give money to charity. So he does bets. So he had 3 up last weekend. So he rounded it off and he sent €112 today. So that's going directly to Terry Woods. Felix Martin McKinney sent €28 and Owen from the channel 50 quid. It came to €54. There was $2.30 deducted, and the money is on hold yet because it said I've goods or something in order. I have no idea, but it'll be okay. It could be 30 days before it arrives, but that's fine. On YouTube, Stephen Richards left at £10. Roy Harris €25, Dermot O'Brien €12, Peter J. Gowan €12, and Tony Murray at €10. And just before I started recording, I got a cha-ching on the phone. I checked, and John Moore from the Martin Crottley's the Welsh Racing Club sent on €56. And that will bring it up to 620, including my 200. That's fantastic. So I'll have to try and get to a bank tomorrow. I can't do it from the card that I have. I have to do it from my account. I'll have to go into a bank. But we're heading in the morning, and with breakfast ordered at 8. We want to get out of Dodge. The bank wasn't open until 10. So I'll get it tomorrow, or if not, I'll get it in Donegal on Monday morning before we cross the border. But I got contact with Kerry today. If anyone wants his bank details, somebody else, I think it was North Scott, asked last night, and he said he'd wait instructions. If you email me, I'll pass on his. I'm not putting up the bank instructions on the channel, just as a precaution. So if you want to donate money, if you want to email me, I'll email you on his bank details. So I have them. He sent me on a small little video as well. He has had his last chemo. And he said the body is too weak to have chemo, so cancer is coming out of the prostate and no defence, unfortunately, so it'll attack organs. That's why the prognosis is so short. I've battled for 4.5 years, 22 cycles of chemo, 6 cycles of nuclear radium, and he gave it a good run. So he was trying to see could he get to Dublin over to see his grandmother's and grandfather's grave, but travel might be a problem. Great willpower. But I was in a bad shape last night for a while, but it's sad, but we're trying our best, and it's great to see so many uniting behind. But I'm not one bit surprised because there's a great crowd. He actually said, when he was sending a message there today, he said, doing a great job, fantastic people, but we could do with a few more winners. I says, I know the feeling. We had a couple of runners today, and on better days we might have had a winner. I thought Haley Turner left the first one out high and dry instead of tucking it in where I thought it'd be where the winner came from. I actually seen that race we pulled in. We were in that pub in Carsavine at the time, and I made sure I got in for the quarter to 4. We got pulled in for the quarter to 4 one. And there was late money for that. Oh no, sorry, I didn't see that. I listened to it. I didn't see it yet. Another Romance. That went off favourite. And in the last race, wherever she broke Safi Osborne and finished up in the middle of the track where there was a speed bias down the rail. I finished third, but I don't know. I thought she could have done better there. But what can we do? Only try and pick the best horses. I'm still doing the same system as I've picked winners the last number of years, and sometimes it doesn't happen in our favour. So hopefully maybe tomorrow could be a better day. This hasn't been a great week for us by any means at all. There's a listed race and a Group 3 race in Cork tomorrow, and in the listed race, the favourite is a first time out horse coming from France. What's wrong with that? No. Go Atletico. Ran 71 days ago, but just 5.5 furlongs on soft ground. I'm taking it on with Ano Syra. It was an improving horse all of last year, and 5 furlongs on good firm ground. If the Uddy Oak isn't up to speed tomorrow, I'll expect this to go close. The last day it was, but even last year, in the last run of the Curragh, it was 6 furlongs. It was behind Art Power, 7 3/4 lengths. But it had 2 good runs over 5 furlongs to Tees Spirit in Tipperary on good ground. And it won in the Curragh. It beat the big Gossay, and he's a decent animal. But Art Power won the last day. This is Art Power, the grey out in front, and Ano Syra is with the red cap to its right.
From Coachello ridden along with Moss Tucker. On the far side is Big Gossie and the Ano Syra. Twilight Jet Gadders relegates my eyes Dory to be the back marker. Well inside the final 2 furlongs, and it's Art Power in front, couple of lengths clear of Big Gossie trying hard, and they're followed by Ano Syra, and Gaddis is next, but out clear and not for stopping is Art Power and Ushing Murphy, drawing further away from Big Gossie. Art Power so likes it here at Dakota, wins the Greenlands for Ushing Murphy and Tim Easterby by 6 lengths.
If Art Power had stayed in England, that would be classed as a very good run first time out. It would be second, only beaten a length. On the figures, it's rated 102. And the ex-French horse with Adrian McGuinness now is 108. If to the handicap, it'd be getting £6, but it's getting £8, so it's £2 well in. It has the run. The other one hasn't run. I'm just hoping that fitness will prevail maybe tomorrow. Let's check the prices. 2 to 1 and 3 to 1. The market suggests it's between the two of them, but that may not be the case either. We're singling out one. Then there's the Munster Oaks over a mile 4. It was won last year by Rosscarbery, and she's a right little mare. She won good few races, but she's rated 110. Final gesture looked impressive the last time, but Billy Lee rode that, but he chooses Rosscarbery. Paddy Toomey always has them primed first time out, as he has with a lot of his newcomers as well. It won first time out last year, but was rated 81 at the time. But it won 5 out of 9. It was last seen behind Emily Upjohn, and it was behind Kyprios and the Ledger. To second in France in a Group 1. It should have the class to win that race tomorrow. I'm hoping. It's a 7-4 shot. So that'll be sort of the nap of the day in my angle. There was one race in England that I was looking at, if anyone wants to have a bet. The race there, another investment. Now, ideally, in my view, if this race was 6.5 furlongs, there'd be desperate sweet on this. It just doesn't seem to get to 7. But if you pushed it up a bit tomorrow, it won at York actually 2021, fourth run. But it had 2 good runs in York this year, and it was a desperate unlucky sort of third to eligible. And then the last time it was on the rail. It went off 7-2 favourite for that race. But well, let's see, have that race on here. It was the last time.
Intercessor has been prominent all the way. Motagali is over on the far side. To the left is Maywake. Then comes Quick Change. And now another investment. One from the right is getting into top gear. And down the far outside, Dr. Khan Jr. is holding a chance as well. On entering the final furlong, Motagali bursts through in the centre to take over from Intercessor. Another investment. And right down the near side, Dr. Khan Jr. with Maywake. Dr. Khan Jr. is getting to Motagali as they go close home. And it's going to be Dr. Khan Jr. up to win the...
He looked all over a winner at the 6.5 furlong pole. He just didn't stay. So I don't know. That was the second run back after a layoff. So it was 7-1 when I had him picked out. So it's a bit of money for him. But there was money for the 2 way back today, and it didn't transpire that we collected either. So, but he beat a few of them before. He's £6 better off with Dr. Khan Jr. Third run back in York, so hopefully he might do the business. At least be placed. I think they're paying 5 places for that. You can skip them if you don't. It's an open affair sort of, or the 4-1 the field. Anyway, we had I had money. I was in Kinmare today and I spotted the blue book. It was about 10:30. I had Bedford Flyer money to collect it, and as a non-runner the other day, and I had one and a Trixie with it and a non-runner. So I went into the bookie shop. So John came in along with me. So he took photographs. He never seen a betting shop before, but he did say that he bets on his phone on the golf. And he asked the girl who did she like in the US Open. So she says Hatton. So he might have backed on the phone. I'm not too sure. So we got him into a shop anyway. So we're breaking new ground. So we're on to the Cliffs of Moher tomorrow and staying in Galway tomorrow night. So I'll try now and see, kind of pick out something for Saturday. And bash the bookies over and out.